Howdy mates, good noontime, how are we all doing? It is December 24th, 2022, and it is basically Christmas Eve. But figured with the little cold front that passed through with the high winds, and given that it is now high tide, we're seeing some mighty waves coming from the Gulf. I'll show you that in a little bit. But first thought, though, that comes to mind is it occurred to me, you know, how we commonly use the phrase Merry Christmas and how it has to do with, you know, Virgin Mary and, of course, Christ himself. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, it just occurred to me, like, we say Merry Christmas, so I wonder if there's, like, a connection between the two. Just a thought. However, though, the focus of this video is this. The fig. Now, rest assured, this is basically a Mexican fig, even though throughout the world there are hundreds of different species of figs. Point in fact, we actually have a fig that is native to Florida, known as the strangler fig. And they all fall under the genus of Ficus. So, Mexican figs are more of our commercial type of brand. So, to start off, while I'm a little distracted just from watching the Gulf a little bit, not to rub it in, my bad. You see, the fig has a very fascinating way of reproducing. So I'm sure some of you may be familiar with it, but for those of you who aren't, I will discuss, and that's part of the reason why I'm making this video. So I'm sure some of you have heard of fig wasps. Oftentimes, fig wasps are very tiny. I mean, they may be shorter than even your own eyelash. And there is a fig wasp for each individual species of figs. So you figure it's approximately 800 to 900 different species of fig wasp. So think of it this way. The fig is like it's like a womb. So the female fig wasp, once it reaches to its maturity, it will actually go through a little opening in this particular fruit, and the female will lose their wings while they're entering into the fruit, because the opening is so tiny. So they sacrifice their wings. So as they enter into the fruit, they actually begin to lay eggs inside for their next generation. So that, you know, the whole process of laying the eggs and then eventually hatching, it usually takes about a couple of weeks. So this is where it gets really interesting. So as the eggs are hatching, you are, of course, going to have a mixture of male and female fig wasps. Now, here it is. Now, in order for the fig wasp to reproduce, there's a little bit of incest going on. So the males have to basically mate with their own sisters. So that being said, it's a very fascinating method, despite the incest that's going on. So, and this is all happening within one little fruit. It's wild. So, reproduction occurs. The males actually create a like a pathway so that the females can get out of the fig once they're ready. But the males, they never leave the fruit. So essentially, the females eventually leave so that they can go on to the next fig tree. And they oftentimes find their next fruit by means of smell, because their sight isn't exactly the best. So essentially, what I'm trying to say is, when we eat this fruit, we are indeed eating some remains of fig wasp from the mother and the sons. That's crazy to think about. But this is a great example of obligate mutualism. So the fig tree needs the fig wasp in order for the tree to then sprout for the next generation. So essentially what the female does, like when they leave where they were born, they actually carry some of that pollen coming from the tree. So when they enter into their next fruit, they actually carry that pollen that will allow the reproduction of the fruit to be possible. And it also allows the fig fruit to ripen. Now, if you don't think that's cool, then I don't know what will. But yes, give me just a second. I want to show you guys the inside. Hold on. There you go. So we've got the inside of a fig right here. So it's carrying all those seeds that was essentially made possible because of the mother. And you probably figure there are definitely some remains of fig wasp, even though it's most likely very microscopic. But yep, despite that, figs are an excellent fruit to eat. They're a great means of promoting better, like, healthy blood pressure. It improves your bone density because there actually is a source of calcium in this fruit. And it also improves your digestion too. So you could say, in a sense, it kind of acts like a laxative. And it's rich in fiber. So it's actually a really good fruit to eat. And it's rich in antioxidants in addition. But yeah, that's essentially how we get fig Newtons. It's derived directly from this fruit. So heck yeah. Figured I'd show you guys this little piece of action before I wrap up this video. I'm actually wearing socks on a beach. That's a first. I can't say I've done anything like that before. Wow. Yeah, I've not seen the Gulf this mighty in a long time. These are great examples of barreling waves. Actually, a little while ago, I saw a couple of people surfing out here, but it's so quiet today. So this is just amazing. And I've never been out here like when it's this chilly before, so it's different. Sorry, not trying to rub it in too much. Alright, you guys, take care. Enjoy your Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And Journey on a Journey is outwards. Take care, folks. See ya.